Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today. Today we are making a nice light summer dish. We're doing ceviche. We're doing kind of a cheater ceviche where we already have pre-cooked shrimp. So you don't have to worry about how long have I let this sit. Has the citrus acid already cooked everything. Now you can kind of chop everything up, add everything, and it's ready to eat. I'll let it sit for maybe 20 minutes just to kind of let the marinade go. But it'll basically be ready to eat once we get everything chopped up. I've already started cutting up my cooked shrimp. All I'm doing is, these are cooked, peeled, and deveined shrimp. I'm just cutting these in half where that vein was and just chopping them up. You can chop up the shrimp as big or as small as you like. That's the fun thing about cooking is you kind of go, I don't want to chop up that much, and you can just have bigger chunks of shrimp and be done faster. I kind of like smaller pieces of stuff, so I'm cutting it up a little smaller. This is also a fun thing. You can, if you don't buy the pre-cooked shrimp already, you can just kind of blanch your shrimp in some boiling water for 3 to 5 minutes, and then drop it in an ice bath and have boiled shrimp that way. You can do the same thing with fish, where you already have the fish cooked and you add all the stuff to it, and you don't have to worry about let it sit long and everything, and it'll be ready to eat. So we got our shrimp ready to go, and I got my handy dandy juicer here. I got 2 oranges. I'm just going to cut these guys in half, squeeze them over top to get all the juice out. One trick you can do is you can kind of roll them on the cutting board. You can even microwave them for 15 to 30 seconds to get everything kind of loosened up in there. Give it one nice little squeeze. And this is going to be the marinade for our ceviche. You can change up the citrus fruit to whatever you like. If you want to do tangerines and mandarin oranges and grapefruit. Those mandarin oranges and tangerines are going to be a little bit of work because they're kind of small, but they'll still be good flavor. Do a couple lemons here. And when you do this, you always want to try to do fresh citrus juices. You're going to get more flavor out of it, and there's no added sugar to it. Sometimes when you get the bottled stuff, it has a little extra added sugar to it. And sometimes a little bit of salt as well as a preservative. But we got 2 lemons already, 1 orange. That orange gave us quite a bit of juice, so I'm going to stick with 1. Put the lemon in there. And sometimes you're going to have to kind of clean off the top here. I usually keep a spoon, kind of move some of that pulp around, just to break it up, and that way the juice can fall into the holder there. We want to get some lime juice in there. Squeeze this up. This is also good practice for making margaritas if you like making those from scratch too. Just get your citrus juice ready to go and have your mixers, and you'll be all set. Going to get the pulp scooped out and kind of throw that away so I can get more juice out of everything. This is going to be our last lime, and then we'll start chopping everything else up. So our juice is ready to go. Just going to kind of let it sit there out of the way until we need it. I'm going to take half of a purple onion. You got that stem end and that root end. The root end has the little roots and the things that kind of look like scraggly beard hair. We're going to cut that stem end of it off, leave those roots on. Just going to hold everything together. Chop this in half through that root. Peel off the outside layer because we don't want to eat that skin. It doesn't taste very good. Get that all cleaned up. And now we're just going to chop this up pretty finely because I like smaller pieces of onion in this. So we're going to cut through this, but not all the way through that root, so it holds everything together. So we're just making some nice small cuts in here. If you like bigger pieces of onion, just make fewer cuts and that'll give you bigger pieces of onion. You can see it's kind of all held together still. We're just going to give this a little turn. And now we're going to have a nice diced onion. And it gets to the point where you can't hold on to the back of this, just lay that down. Get this last couple cuts out of it and you'll be all set. We'll add our onion to our shrimp. Now we need a little bit of tomato. I got some Roma tomatoes here. I'm going to cut the top of that off. And we really just kind of want the skin, or the flesh of the tomato, not so much the seeds. So I'm kind of cutting down at an angle in hopes to leave the core and the seeds together. If you get a little bit, it'll be okay. We can scoop them out. So I'm running along, trying to keep those seeds intact. I can just take the kind of core and throw that away. I got a little bit of seeds in here, so I'm just going to scoop them out. Like I said, it's okay if you get them. It just adds more liquid to your ceviche if you don't get the seedy part of the tomato out. And all I'm going to do is kind of cut these into some strips. And then give it a little turn and give it a little bit of a dice. And we can just throw that in with the shrimp and the onion. Do the same with the rest of that tomato. Give it a little turn. Chop it up. Throw it all in there. Get our strips. And now we got a nice little dice. And now our tomatoes all set. So we'll add all that in there. Some people like putting fresh chilies in this. I love diced green tomatoes, or sorry, diced green chilies. And I'm going to add probably 2 ounces of a 4-ounce can, so about half a can of the diced green chilies. You can find them at every grocery store. And I'm going to add a little avocado to this. We're just going to cut into it until we hit that seed. That one's not any good, so we're just going to throw that one away. Come on. So we're going to cut this till we fill that seed. And it's going to turn it around the blade here. Give it a little twist, and our avocado is ready to go. There's 2 different ways you can go about cutting this. I'm going to show you the safest way. We're going to take a spoon and scoop the avocado out of its shell or skin. And it's going to place this on the cutting board, cut side down. And we're going to cut this into strips as well, just like we did the tomato and the onion. This kind of sticks to the knife a little bit, but we'll make it work. Kind of put those kind of back into shape. Give it a little turn. Chop it up. Add that to the shrimp. I really like avocado, so I'm going to do this other side too. Now, to get that seed out, so we're going to kind of give it a little tap with our knife and give it a turn and just pop that guy out. If you're going to make a whole bunch of guacamole or avocado salsa for a party that you want to do, save a couple of the seeds and drop them into the guacamole or the avocado salsa, and that'll help everything from turning brown. The lime juice will help too, but just leaving that seed in there until it's ready to serve will also help from everything turning brown. And then just kind of remember to take it out or tell everyone, hey, I left the seed in there to make it brown, so if you eat this giant avocado seed, don't eat it. It's there to kind of preserve it. There's just a little black spot there. It's going to take care of that. I'm just going to chop this into some slices, and then we'll add this to our ceviche. It's all diced up. Add that in. I got some cilantro here. Everyone always tells you to pick the leaves off. I'm going to show you a neat trick to save you time on how to chop cilantro and parsley. We're going to leave it all on the stem and just start cutting towards the stem from the top of the leaves. We probably need about 2 tablespoons. So we'll call that about 2 tablespoons, might be a hair more. But we're going to chop that up, and we can just put that whole bunch of cilantro back into the fridge, and it will be fine for another day, use for something else. So we got our cilantro added in. We're going to add in our citrus juice now. Give it all a big stir so we get everything mixed up. This is looking great. You know, you got all these nice colors in here. You got green from the avocado and the cilantro, some nice red from the tomatoes, a little pink from the shrimp. And we're going to add a little salt and pepper to this just to season it a little bit. A little pepper. Let me find my salt shaker. A little bit of salt, and give this a big stir. And I always like serving this in a glass dish, that way you can see everything. So we got this nice little glass bowl here. Just going to spoon it right in there so you can see, you know, the shrimp, the avocado, the tomatoes, the onions. And you can kind of lean this bowl up a little bit so that way you get a little juice you can pour right on top. And all you need to do is get a couple chips. Serve it. Yeah. Serve it with a couple chips in there to look pretty. Put some more on the plate, and you are all set. So let's give this guy a little taste here. Make sure to get some shrimps on there. That's so good. That's an easy, nice, light, refreshing dinner you can make any night of the week, or even for a fancy dinner party. Hopefully you guys check that out. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time.